First Purge.
Isaiah, come say bye.
Go do your thing, sis.
Always.
I'll see you tonight.
People are now calling this controversial experiment of legalized crime the Purge.
Do not purge!
Do not purge!
You and Isaiah, just stay with me during the purge.
Oh, we're gonna be fine on our own.
We are here with Dr. May Updale. She came up with this experiment. Is the purge a political device?
It is a psychological one. If we want to save our country, we must release all our anger in one night.
Tonight, we'll see the good and evil in everyone.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the First Purge.
Our neighborhood is under siege from a government who doesn't give a shit about any of us.
At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours.
There's a lot of good people out there who we're gonna have to protect.
All emergency services will be suspended.
We gotta be prepared for anything.
Your government thanks you for your participation.
Parties, you predicted a much higher level of participation.
Human nature does not obey the laws of politics.
What the hell is going on?
They all ex-military. Something funky going down, D.
You're sending soldiers into the island disguised as citizens.
This country needs for this to work.
No one's coming to help us. After tonight, nothing will ever be the same again.
They forgot about one thing. They forgot about us.
What have I done?
Stay strong now. I'm coming.
Just remember all the good the Purge does.
All right, so there you have it. That was the Purge trailer. This is the brother Ariella.
And the brother Azariah.
Yeah, and we just came from seeing the movie Purge, so we want to further expound on that movie, bring out all the importance of the things that we've seen, and also the things that, basically leads into prophecy. Because basically that's what that movie was, it
was bringing out. It was showing. It was basically predictive programming and showing you the things that's going to come to pass, and it was all according to prophecy.
That's right. So without further ado, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching this word and laboring this word in truth, love, and sincerity. Okay. And now, us as the men of the Lord and prophets, each and every week, that's what we do. We come out here to warn our people what's to come. And Esau has a funny way of doing it through his different media tactics as well, and through movies. He shows a lot of things that he's going to do here on earth, all through his movies. Okay, and that's what we just seen going through the Purge. Which is all prophecy. All right, so is there a first scripture you want to get on? Jeremiah 30:7. Hey, because we keep telling you people these things is all going to come, man, and we seen it all in the movie. How it was all set up.
God, this is Jeremiah 30 and verse 7.
Right.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right, so it's the time of Jacob's trouble, man. When we tell you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right, that all hell is coming to this place, man. And it's going to be the day of Jacob's trouble, and the only one that's going to be saved out of that day are the elect. And if you watch that movie, that whole social experiment was dealing with Jake.
Right.
Okay, that was the whole focus was towards Jake, man. Yeah. Okay, going to the low income housings and basically giving them money to purge.
God, it was what was going on was all across America. It was like a Great Depression type of situation. They had these people called the 99 percenters, and they were just in poverty. You know what I'm saying? And the ground zero for everything was a housing project, and they want to gauge the success of this purge experiment based off of how much violence was done in that housing project.
Right. Yeah, and that was the like you said, that was the whole focus point, man, because they was using Jake's poverty to basically make them fight. That's why Jakes was already signing up to do it, because they was getting money to do it.
Right.
You know,
right.
That's why you heard certain people's responses on there saying, "Well, we need the money, so what you want us to do?"
Right.
And we know Jake loses all integrity about the dollar, so Jake is gonna do it, man.
Right. Yeah, they were enticing Jake with you know, a little money, the $5,000 or whatever, if you would sign up, and you know, they further incentivized it if they participated and kill. What they basically was letting them know was, hey, look, if you kill somebody, we'll give you more money.
Right. And then on top of that, before the movie started, you seen all the things transitioning happening through the world. You had the economy collapsing,
Yep.
right? You had and when economy, that goes everything circling around it. You know, low car sales, jobs closing down,
Yep.
people not being able to have the housing.
Yep, the housing bubble popped and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they showed all the things. They showed the uproars and the riots of the people in different places. You know, people uprising against the government. You know, they showed the different wars that was brewing out on the streets.
Yep.
You know, so they were starting to show all these things that was taking place here in America. But they was using it as the purge of be that day that will make everything better.
Right.
But that's not true. Okay? That experiments and things that they was doing is saying, well, maybe America can be better after that day where people release anger.
Right.
Which is not going to work.
No. They were encouraging people to act upon the lust of the flesh as a way of releasing their pent-up frustrations, and saying that would make everything better. And they also presented a new form of like a new governmental party that was supposed to make everything great again.
Yeah. And then they also pushed what is it called, the DFFA? They
were called the Founding Fathers Association, something like that. The NFFA, the New Founding Fathers Association.
Right. And what they was doing is they put the chip in there, right? They said so they can be able to track you or wherever you are when you're purging and things like that. But we know what the chip is, man.
Right. And that was one of the I was waiting for you to bring that out. That was one of the stipulations, let's say,
yep,
for you to even participate. You got to take this chip, or you ain't even gonna be eligible for the $5,000, because we need to know that you stayed in the city. So take this chip so we can track you.
Yep. Good point, brother. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. For it shall come to pass. This is Jeremiah 30:8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts. No, that ain't what you wanted me to do.
No, we good. You can read 7 over again.
All right. Yeah. So 30:7. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, so we're telling you of that day of what's to come, man. Because there's a purge coming to America, man.
Yep.
Okay? But it's not going to be on the same scale, whereas they're going to offer you, you know, say, hey, we give you a day to legally kill and murder and all that. All hell is just going to automatically break loose on the earth, man. Where people are not going to be able to control themselves.
Right.
You know? They're going to find out everything that they was taught was a lie. You know, they've been, you know, working hard, and what's all them different savings?
Oh, yeah, they got their retirement plan, their 401k saved up. They got savings bonds, little, what they call them. I forget what they call them, but, you know, they got their little savings bonds they done bought, and, you know, building up interest over the years, college funds for their kids.
They're going to realize it all doesn't mean shit, man. Right. Especially when this dollar crashes, you can forget about all of that, man. So you can next church or whatever you got, or you know, whatever.
I'm gonna bring let's see here,
cause I got a few. You can go straight into it, you know.
Yeah, kind of. You can.
All right, so I got 2nd Angelus 19 verse 1, Salakia 15 verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So that's when we come on the highways and byways. Hey, we are here to prophesy, man. We are here to tell you of what's to come. Okay, which is all written in the scriptures of what's to come. Okay, and it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, right? So all you people, you know, that don't believe in the Lord, you know, y'all going to just perish, man. You know. Verse 5 says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And all that's coming, man. Okay? There's going to be a time where, you know, these different truckers, when they're not getting paid, they're not going to be delivering no goods to these different stores, man. You know, and stores only got 3 days worth of food. So what happens when the food runs out? What happens? People are going to lose their mind. And then you got to look at it in this aspect, because this is going to take place. You know, just logically thinking of it. If people start to notice that trucks are not coming to the stores to resupply these stores, these people with guns, you know, and mainly it's going to be what, these crackers,
right?
They're going to hold the store down. They're going to hold the store down and make sure their families get all the goods that they need.
Yep.
You know, they're going to protect it. What you Jakes going to do? Because if you Jakes, like you gangbanging niggas that carry guns and stuff, if y'all don't put up no fight, y'all ain't getting shit. Okay, these rednecks ain't gonna let y'all take over and try to starve them and their families when they trying to eat. Nah, man. These gun-toting AR-15 hillbillies. Oh man,
they ain't gonna play with you, man. And you know, a lot of these hillbillies are already prepping. You know what I'm saying? They already getting ready. If they not storing their food, they training for the war to come, man.
They not even in the war, and we mean this, not the world war. No. They ain't training for that. They training for the race war, because they can't wait.
Yep.
They can't wait, and they know. They know all in the spirit. They know what time we living in, man. Yep. See, they ain't playing. They ain't playing.
That's
you
true.
know.
And, you know, and part of it is the Most High. Ultimately, it's the Most High putting the spirit back on them. But at the same time, as well, on a physical level, you can see it's being perpetrated throughout the news. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We're still being demonized as being heathens. You know, when we outrage, it's look at this gang of, you know, heathens or whatever, basically. And then when they do something, it's like, and it's an unruly upstirring. You know what I'm saying? But when we do it, it's look at these gangsters. It's like, no, you know, it's the same thing basically, but. When we do it, it's, you know, it's demonized. And hey, they make America great again. They ready for it, man. They already in the spirit of make niggas slaves again.
Yeah, and the head dude of the NFFA, that dude, he was a gangster. He was a thug, man, because he was organizing crime, and he ultimately wanted to happen into what? The low income house areas. That was his main objective, to kill off Jake, because you know he used the word depopulation.
Yeah, he used the word depopulation.
He used the word of depopulation. So the same thing is who you niggas look up to, okay, Bill Gates. Bill Gates had that same agenda too with depopulation.
Yep.
You know, using different
different methods, different agendas, different, you know, a Planned Parenthood, you know, food, water, all these different things they're using against you, you know, and they're using mental constructs too, you know, promoting violence in the music, promoting hatred for your brother, you know what I'm saying?
And then
all these things.
And then the statement he used, he tried to say, well, there's too many people on the earth to feed and all that. Man, that's bullshit, man.
Yep.
Okay, because if y'all treated the earth right and everything around it, there's plenty enough food to feed the people, man. But they know that they are really the minority. So when they speak of there's many people in the world, they're speaking of that there's too many of you Israelites running around here, man.
Yep.
Okay, they know that the seed is carried by the Father.
Right.
Okay, they know that there's abundance of you Israelites around the four corners of the earth. And Jake plus Jake, we love to multiply. Right. So that goes with it too. And then on top of it, if you look at the science of what's going on now, which is a true fact, they said whites are dying as much as they're bearing children.
Yeah, they're becoming a minority, and the fear is evident upon these Edomites. They're afraid of becoming a minority, and they're girding up their loins to fight against it.
But in all actuality, they've been the minority because they know that the Israelites are the abundance. They know we are the sand of the sea.
We greatly outnumber them.
Right.
And you know, of course, through the spirit, we're not going to be able to come against them till Yahweh Shai come back. Right. But it's the same type of situation like that movie, I think it was Ants or A Bug's Life. I think it was Ants though. How there was a multitude of ants and the grasshoppers. There was few of them, but they herded up all the ants and made them do all the work and gather the food. But when the ants realized it was more of them, they came against them and they won. But of course, it ain't gonna go like that. That's right. Yahweh Shai got to come back and be our salvation. Now, he was mentioning the leader of the NFFA. He was using the byword socio-economic group to refer to Jakes, and they wanted Esau wanted blood. They were like, oh, it's not turning out how we thought it was going to turn out. The numbers you predicted, what do you mean they're partying? You know what I'm saying? Because Jake was just over there kicking it. They was like, oh, we got $5,000 on the way. Hey, let's go to the Purge party. And you know, hey, they was just partying and bullshit.
And that's good you mentioned that, bro, because that is right. And that's how, and it shows you, because that, look, this was Purge season. It was just 12 hours of complete lawlessness, right? Jake was on the streets having parties when all hell was breaking loose for 12 hours, meaning you could do whatever you want and you won't be punished for it.
Right.
What was Jake doing? And it shows you how our people are. Yeah. Jake don't take shit serious.
Nope. They was partying and bullshit.
Jake out there partying, man, until Legion walked in there and started handling his business.
Yeah.
You know?
We called this one fiend in the beginning Legion because he seemed like he had a multitude of demons on him. He had his face all, it was like ritualistically scarred up. His name was Skeletor. And he looked like Skeletor off of wherever Skeletor came from. He looked like him because he had the markings on his head like Skeletor. And man, he had a multitude of demons on him. Like in the beginning, they was asking him, you know, what do you do to release anger? And it was like an alter ego. One of the demons hopped out and started speaking. I'm Smoke'em Joe. I like to smoke. And then he hopped back into his other voice like, oh, you know, I just, you know, sometimes I smoke, but I would rather release it violently. You know, he had a legion of demons on him,
You know, so we just mentioned that just to show you, man, Jake thinks shit's a game, man. Right. But the chief dude, he turned it up a notch. But we'll get into that in a second. You can pull the scripture off.
I was just gonna bring out this one scripture here, you know, just to bring out what they was, because they was like we said, man, they was just partying and bullshitting. If you had something, you can go ahead and bring it out. But
all right, so we got back at 2nd Esdras 15 verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So there's a lot of things that's coming to this place, man, and it's not peace. You know, that's what we're here to let you people know, man. We're here to rain on your parade to tell you peace is not coming.
Nope.
You know, the Lord is not sending no peace, man. You know.
And even when that stuff starts coming, matter of fact, I don't know if it's in there, but it says, you know, once the plagues get multiplied, even for all this, they shall not turn away from their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna continue to doing the same things. And you know what I'm talking about?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I try to bring it out, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this if I can before we get deep in the edges, because there's a lot of meat on that. But this is Matthew 24, starting at verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And it goes in a lot, not on this one. But the point I'm making is, you got to remember, it says when Yahushua comes, that if he don't come when he comes, that it should be seldom be any flesh saved. You know what I'm saying? So that means all this stuff is already going to be going on while they, just like in the movie, this stuff is already going to be happening while they still going to be partying and bullshitting somewhere in the background. You know, until the day that Yahushua comes, it's still going to be a portion of Jake somewhere partying, bullshitting, marrying, getting married, drinking, and being married, being simple.
That's right. But Jake don't take nothing serious, man.
Okay.
You know. 2nd Esdras 15 verse 15, it says, "For the sword," now I'll start at 14. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction on draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And a modern day sword is a gun. Any type of weapon you can use is now a sword, which, you know, resembles death. Okay, destruction, violence. Okay, because that's what you do with a sword, man. You kill people, a weapon. So, further touching on the movie, the social experiment lady, she just wanted to see. I mean, she was still a devil, but she just wanted to see how people naturally react, man. You know, of how they want to clear their minds and basically still commit violence. The dude of whatever that head dude was of the little
NFFA,
right? he set it up where he was hiring militia groups to go kill Jake.
Right.
You know, that was his whole goal, man.
Right.
He set it up where they could kill Jake because he wanted the world to make it seem like the problem is Jake. That's what he wanted to see. He wanted the world to believe that everything is Jake's problem, man. So at the end they could be like, well, look at all this violence they committed. They killed the whole apartment building. You know, whole apartment building killed it. So, but which, you know, that's not the case because, like we always like to mention, man, Tyrone in the hood ain't bringing guns over here, man.
No.
Tyrone in the hood ain't flying drugs over here into these neighborhoods, man. We get it from the oppressor and sell it, man, because of the poverty and the position that we're in.
And that's the spirit that you mentioned that, because there was a point in the movie where the big time drug dealer, the main protagonist Jake or whatever, the main hero type of Jake, he one of his subordinates brought in some C4. He was like, where you get that from? And then he made a comment. He was like, oh, they dropping this stuff off in the hood so we can blow each other up. But they got another thing coming. We're going to come back and we're going to defend the hood. But they end up getting some C4 because the people who was dropping the guns off in the hood so they could kill each other didn't work. But they had got the C4 from and they used it against them.
That's right. Just showing you, man. And then he made a statement like, yeah, man, they gave us these guns for cheap, so we grabbed a boatload of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Jake know where they be getting that shit from, man.
Yep.
You know, that's why they made them comments that they was making, man.
Right.
You know?
And I found that scripture I was referring to earlier. It's 2 Angelus 16:20.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah. You know, but it says what? They should stand up and fight against each other with swords in their hands.
Right.
So then another clip came out where the KKK came out.
Right.
And the first place they went was where Jake went. Where was Jake running the hat into? The fucking black church.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They came in there and exterminated all of them but 2 of them, because the other one left before then. They came and exterminated Jake. But these are the Christians that say they believe in the Bible, these devils.
Okay.
But the first place they came and exterminate you Jakes.
God, and that was like a double situation, because those so-called white Christians, those Edomites, that's the first place they went, was to take you niggas out.
Yeah.
And the scripture that goes with that is you thought that I was altogether one like unto thyself, because these Edomite Christians really feel like they justified in the things that they've done to Jake, man. They really feel like we're God's cursed people, which we are under the curses for what we did. But they feel like the Most High is justifying all the wickedness they doing to us. And they ran right to the black church and destroyed them people, man.
And I thought of the scripture when I seen him pull up. Jake trusted in oppression, man. But Jake thought they was saved. Jake trusted in that shit.
Yeah, they did. You
know, they thought they was good and all. Basically, they thought they was in a state of peace, in a state of harmony.
They was protected.
Right. But a real teacher of the Lord, a real prophet, a man of the Lord would tell you, man, all this is supposed to take place, man.
Right.
You know, all these things is to come. Okay.
You got
so,
that one that you was
it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. So people's going to be it's going to be an all-out rebellion, man, against the government. Okay, against these police forces, against these chiefs, against the government, against anything that has some position of authority right now. People are going to say to hell with that, man. When all hell break loose out here. Now in the movie, it was different. The people that they was using to come kill Jake was who? Was your different militia groups? Was your army chiefs? Was your police chiefs? Did you see the one when they was beating Jake? The police force was beating Jake in the baseball field.
The police put on masks and they went rogue.
Yep.
And they went out there on the baseball field and they was killing Jake.
But y'all gotta understand is these same KKK members out here today in the world to put on hoods are your lawyers, are your judges, are your firefighters, are your doctors, your policemen. That's who they are. That's the reason why they put on the hoods. They are your mayors.
Right.
Okay? That's the reason why they put on these hoods. But Jake's so goddamn stupid they think, oh man, he's just these. I can't believe people still have this hate in this world. That's Billy next door, fool.
Right.
That's why y'all gonna get swept, man. Why? Because first of all, y'all don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Y'all didn't take heed to his word, nor did y'all his men.
Right. And the bro had a good point he was making earlier, and scripture popped in my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and read it just to, I don't want to backtrack too far, but I'm gonna read it. The brother was saying they trusted in their oppressor.
Yeah.
And I had brought out the scripture before he said that, and it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
That's right.
And they cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." And that's what they did when they ran in that church. They trusted, and they thought they was covered. They covered, but not of the true spirit of the Most High, not of that true fear and obedience to the Most High. They was up there in Caesar Borgia's establishment, and they didn't get no protection. The Most High wasn't with them in that place.
Right. Well, but see, and we're gonna use it as far as like, in that movie standpoint, we know that was supposed to go like that, okay? But now in this days and age, ain't no men of the Lord going to them churches. So that's where we bringing that to, as far as the brother bringing out their scripture.
Right.
And when all hell break loose, ain't no true men of the Lord running to no church, man. Okay? Because them church people is gonna probably want to go take their pastors out anyway to find out they've been lying to them. Some of them gonna be already chipped.
Yeah.
Then to find out they're gonna be destroyed. Some of them, they gonna make these church pastors and leaders lead y'all to FEMA camps and all this type of stuff. So they gonna be on y'all heels anyway. But as the brother was going into, as far as today, man, y'all people that don't take counsel of the Lord, y'all gonna be destroyed.
Yeah. And and the reason I said is because it's gonna be a similar scene, just like when that dude walked up in that church, and they gave him Burger King and put a vest on him to keep him from being sniped out. You remember the police?
Yeah, the little Dylan.
Yeah, the little Dylan dude, whatever his name was. They surrounded him, took him to Burger King. Y'all people still in these churches, man. It's gonna be a similar situation.
Similar situation, bro. Similar, bro. Verse 17, it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able," meaning like some martial law, things will be barricaded, things will be quarantined, right? 18, it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the horses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation."
Right, and I wanted to speak on that first scripture he brought out. He said, what does it say? A man shall desire to leave a city.
A man shall desire to go into a city.
And shall not be able to.
And shall not be able to. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, so ain't nobody gonna pity no one in these days coming up.
Right, and when it says that a man shall desire to go into a city, a flip side of that in the movie was they wasn't able to leave. They closed off the bridges. When they got close to time for it to be on the purge time, they was like, turn back, bridge closed. They're gonna shut off access in and access out.
That's right. That's right. They're gonna keep you quarantined.
Yeah, I think it's even the scripture that, if I'm mistaken, Salaki, but I think that's one that says, if you're gonna be in the city, you ain't gonna be able to leave. And he that could be in the field come not into the city, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
And just going on, when that famine come, man, look, when the famine hit, Jacob's gonna lose their mind out here, okay? It's not gonna be like not eating for 2, 3, 4 days is gonna drive people insane. So they're not gonna care about the family next door that was giving them Kool-Aid and sugar packets and things like that.
Right.
Okay, giving them butter when they needed it. No, it's gonna be, I gotta feed my family, so I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to feed my family. And this is what's gonna take place, man, because it's gonna be an all-out.
It's gonna be every man for himself.
That's what I was trying to get. Yeah, it's gonna be every man for. It's gonna be a free for all.
Free for all, yeah.
And this is what's coming, man. That's the point on that one. Yeah, that's the point on that. I'll go to.
Did you get the 20?
I ain't on second Angelus yet.
I'm
on second Angelus now. Yeah.
Okay.
Second 16 verse. Also, at 17, it says, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? So Esdras is seeing all the different catastrophic events and things that's taking place. So it's like, oh, woe is me. You know, sorrow is me, destruction is me. Who should deliver me in those days? Because he's seeing all the different things that's taking place. You know, but now catch this. He said, who will deliver me in those days? Meaning what?
There's going to be a time.
It's going to be a time like never before. Okay, Esdras is seeing his vision like, oh man, how would I be able to deliver it? Because all hell is breaking loose. Verse 18, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And those powers are who? That's your governments, man. You know? When these different things is taking place, they're not going to know how to control certain things that's going to be going off in these cities, you know, to a T. Right? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Right. And it's like I was bringing out earlier through the Spirit in that movie. All this stuff was going on. You know what I'm saying? We was well into poverty. We well into all different type of situations. The purge have been initiated. You know, it's lawless zone everywhere. You know, free for all. But here go Jake, man. You know, they partying, bullshitting, getting high, smoking, drinking. You know, they wasn't always mindful of the scourges that was about to come upon them until that dude with all the demons walked up in the party and just started stabbing people. Yeah. You know, this chick was dancing all on him. This nigga got blood on his face.
Blood, right.
He got scars all on his forehead. She's so high, she just, let me put the booty on you. Right. Got shanked right in the back. And then he just started shanking more people. Then they got scared.
Yeah.
Then they started running.
After the fourth person.
Like the fourth person died, he got stabbed. I'm talking about he was sitting there, whoosh, whoosh, and they looked back like, ah! Now they want to be mindful of the scourge. They probably went up the street and kept partying.
Yeah. That's verse 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So food prices is going to get low. Okay, gas prices are going to get low. Things that used to be, you know, real high in prices are going to be so low to the point where people are like, oh my goodness, this is the best ever. Things must be getting better in the world.
Right.
You know, that's what people think.
Right.
But the scriptures tell you differently, man. You know.
And you know the crazy thing is, you know, I don't know how it's going to exactly play out, but it's probably going to be a situation where Jason's going to start getting locked up in these FEMA camps.
Oh yeah.
And getting destroyed. And what's going to happen is the ones who take the chip and are still outside, they're going to be the ones thinking they're in good case.
Yeah.
It's going to be less people, like the dude was saying in the movie, they was targeting lower class people.
Yeah.
Because the government, they had taken over the government. There was so much debt. They was like, we killing them, so we ain't got to take care of them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, and the result of that is going to be the cheaper food prices, the cheaper gas. Bro. And those people left over are going to think, hey man, we in good case. All the while, Jake's is dying, man.
That's right, bro. That's right. I'll jump to no, you go, brother. I'll jump to 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. Women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Now, a few of these things is what? A lot of you niggas is getting drafted. Okay? A lot of y'all getting drafted. So y'all gonna be in a war. Y'all ain't gonna be hungry to be able to protect your woman. 2 is a lot of you men are gonna get killed because they know it's easy to take the weaker vessel, manipulate them, take them, ravish them, whatever. They just gotta kill the man, get him out the way. Okay? If you bind a strong man, there's a scripture in Proverbs about binding a strong man, that you'll be able to take over the house. You know. It says, in war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Yeah, I just told you. A lot of you men out here, you Jakes, y'all going to war, man. Okay? Y'all walking up and down the street, sagging y'all pants and thinking everything okay, right? Smoking your weed, okay, gang banging, running around killing each other. Y'all going to war, man. Y'all going to FEMA camps and war, okay? So that's if y'all don't get caught in that race war that's coming. Verse 35, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass. Her womb which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And that's talking about them contractions, man. When a woman had contractions, that thing keeps coming, man. Sometimes it'll be first it goes like every 10 minutes, every 7 minutes.
They get closer.
Then closer, like every 2-3 minutes until she had that baby. You know, so that's that's how things is gonna be coming, man. Things is gonna be coming rapidly on the earth, man.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Verse 39. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So all hell is about to break loose, man. Okay, that's what we telling you people, man. And the things that you seen resemble in the movie, okay, of the Purge movie, all them things is coming to play, man. Okay, because you gonna have the niggas in the hood that had guns like him. They gonna be going to war with the government. They gonna, once enough of them get killed and realize like they did, hold on, they trying to take us out. This is planning to kill us. So Jacob's want to uprise against the government and start killing these, you know, these Edomites as well, which is you so-called white people, you devils. Okay, but then you're gonna have a lot of you Jakes to get caught up in the bullshit because you was too busy partying and bullshitting, or at the church, believing your pork chop eating pastor. You know.
Right. I had a precept to make the bro up, like he was saying, like the scripture said. Once it started, and they don't slack, like when the child begin to come forth, and that's the same way example how the plagues are going to be. This is Amos 5 starting at 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. You know what I'm saying? And that was examples of what was going on in the movie, man. They would escape from one situation. They was in the alleyway, situation was going down. The next thing you know, here come a biker gang. They hiding from them. The next thing you know what I'm saying, just stuff was just jumping out at them.
Right. They get to their destination. That same biker gang they seen killed everybody in the church, the place they was running back to.
Right.
You know, so that was trouble coming on every side.
Right.
You know,
and they thought, just when they thought they had peace, here come another situation.
Right, because as soon as they got to their apartment where they wanted to get, there was a dude ended up chasing them. As soon as they was about 5-10 steps away. You know, so hell was on every side and pearls. But then when they got to the apartment building, come to find out that was the main target zone where Esau was sending the militia group.
Yeah, he sent the most people there because, like I said earlier, that was ground zero.
That's right.
That was the gauging that they was used to see how well the purge went. So they had to. Jake was so lackadaisical, you know. Jake was so peaceful or calm about the shit that they had to go down there and orchestrate it. They was like, "Hey man, send the militia down there."
Yep.
And they went from room to room to room to room, killing everybody, yo.
Because it didn't turn out how they see. Esau wanted real bloodshed.
Yep.
Okay, that's what he wanted to exterminate Jake. So when he realized, hold on, Jake is partying, they ain't killing each other. Oh, okay, we're gonna make it happen ourselves. And he made that call, man. And once his what is it called, culprit? Basically, someone basically that was with him on the idea.
His one of his cohorts, I say, one of his
colleagues or whatever.
Colleagues,
you know, once she realized that he was setting it up, you know, she basically was on some like, man, nah, like this ain't right.
She was watching the footage and she seen that it was all peace until a certain moment in time, and then his garage opened up, and then because she was like, where all these gangs come from? And then she looked at the camera footage. They came out at a certain time, and they just went straight. Hey, how do they know where everybody's at? How do they know where these parties is at? Because they took the chip and they told them, hey, look, go to this party on whatever street. We got it tracked. Go find all the people and kill them.
Yep.
And she was like, wait a minute, this is orchestrated, and they took her out too.
Yep. That's how it is, man. Okay, because once you get in the way of the government's plan or operations, they killing you, man. They don't care about their own.
Yeah.
You know, they here to do a goal, a mission, man.
Yeah.
And that's to steal, kill, and destroy.
Keep the thief coming not, but to steal, kill, and destroy.
That's right.
Man.
So let's go verse 40, and we can close out. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So all the things, and he's really talking to the men of the Lord right here, because he's saying, look, everything that's going on, taking place, right? Be as pilgrims on the earth, man. You know, hide, carry yourself in the right way, man. Don't get caught up in the bullshit, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, pilgrims move from place to place. You might have to be on the go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why through the Spirit have been coming out. I perceive that, you know, all these different things you can use, like how the Dallas brothers went into the pine tree, and you can get the pine nuts and the pine sap, and you can make pine needle tea. There's a lot of wild edibles. We might have to get back to that point where we know we can utilize the things the Most High has given us, you know, naturally to eat. Hey, in order to survive, man.
And spiritually preparing yourself for the battle, right? It's building up your faith. Okay, building up your faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, being built up in the scriptures, man. Okay, because there's certain things as men of the Lord we cannot conduct ourselves in a way when we see the society broken down. We can't get in the middle of none of that, man.
Right, and a good example. A good example of that is when that Yah Blesser, the light skinned one with the dreads. He got out of character. The brother. Did a video on it. He got out of character, went to seek revenge on those Edomites, and guess what? He ended up dead, man. We can't step outside of that protection zone of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because what did he command us? He said, "What, I send you out as sheep amidst wolves. You know, you walk on the battlements of the city." You know, hey man, we not out here to be out here. If this was his kingdom, his servants would fight. That's not what we out here for, man. We out here waiting for that salvation, because that's the only way. Not by might, not by strength, but by his word alone, man.
And just to add on, just how the government is going to send these groups out here to kill you jakes that don't know the truth. Oh, they coming for us too, the men of the Lord, because there's going to be martyrs, man. Certain men is going to be in the FEMA camps, certain men is going to be in the prisons, okay? This is all going to happen. So we close out with a 2 Ezra 16 verse 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." So it's let you know, right? They're going to come down, man, because they know their kingdom is at hand, man. They know, they know their rulership is over, so they're going to come down on us. Okay? "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then they shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." You see? So the Lord's going to deliver his men out of these different perils, out of these different destruction and calamities that's coming upon the earth, man. And the martyrs who are the men that's going to be the martyrs going to have to take that lot, if that be their lot as well. But that'd be a beautiful thing to die in the Lord anyway. Okay? Because you'll be the first one up. First one beamed up. And the elect men to be saved out of them troubles. Hey, they come see you on a chariot.
Right.
So hey, we letting you know all these different tribulations and things that's coming upon the earth. Okay.
To close it, we can. I had some stuff popped to mind when you read that, but if you want to close it,
yeah, you can bring your scripture out and close out. So we just, basically just a impromptu, going and speaking on this movie, The Purge, which is a very spiritual movie. If you have eyes to ears and ears to hear,
eyes to see,
ears to hear, Salakia. You catch all these different things going, but you also will catch the things that's also in the scriptures that is speaking of that's going to take place on the earth, man.
Right.
Okay.
Right, and the brother was bringing out, I'm trying to find it real quick, with Zechariah 13 and 9.
Like I'm being tried in the fire.
Yeah, because he brought out, they'll be tried as gold is tried, and it says, I'm gonna read 8. Let's see here. It And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Right.
You know, and that's just linking up that scripture, man. That we're gonna have to come through that fire. You know, I mean, the people who did end up surviving that first purge, you know, didn't turn over a new leaf and become the elect. I don't know. I ain't gonna say that, but what I will say is this: that only the righteous are gonna make it through all the perilous times that are coming. You know what I'm saying? There's even gonna be some that may be left, because it says, even some will be left like the gleaning grapes by them who shall diligently search their houses with the sword. You know, it says that in 2nd Esdras. So hey, you know, there's yet some hope. You know, hey, if you know, everybody ain't gonna be martyred. Some will, but some will make it. You know,
right. Hey, but that, you know, concludes the lesson. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you both to the 4 corners of the earth, preaching this word and laboring this word in truth, love, and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.